Alrighty, here we are on the InfoWars. Haitian man jailed for yeeting of Dutch teen after she broke up with him. Well, let's get into it. A 20-year-old man, originally from Haiti, has been sentenced to 9 years in prison by a Dutch court for ambushing his 17-year-old ex-girlfriend as she walked home and yeeting her. The verdict was handed down by a court in Groningen on March 31st after James Lee S. was found guilty of the premeditated yeeting of Jet Corsan from the northeastern town of Winsum on February 21st, 2024. The court heard how the two had a brief romantic relationship which James Lee took far more seriously than Jet. His frustrations grew as the relationship ended, particularly after Jet became involved with another boy. So yeah, this guy's from Haiti, so they're probably not used to being dumped by the girl. Normally it's the other way around. Similar with Muslims. Muslim men don't like getting dumped by Western women. They view it as a slight to their honor or whatever. On the evening of the meeting, the defendant grabbed the largest kitchen knife he could find and waited for Jet as she walked home, running at her from behind, yeeting his ex-girlfriend. As reported by RTL, evidence presented during the trial included chilling chat messages and Snapchat videos in which the defendant hinted at his violent intentions. I put on full face helmet, then it gets dark and I feel use action, bam bam, and then I sprint away, he told friends. Figures his friends didn't tell the police or nothing. No surprise there. In court, James Lee claimed he never intended to yeet Jet, insisting he only wanted to scare her. Yeah, that's a load of BS. Fortunately, the Public Prosecution Service argued successfully that his actions reflected premeditated planning, noting that he had hidden spare clothes in a nearby school, wore goalkeeper gloves, and prepared an alibi by having a friend photograph him pretending to sleep. So, are they gonna charge the friend with anything, like an accessory to a yeeting? They should. I hope they do. Prosecutors had sought a 12-year prison term. 12 years. He ended somebody's life, and he gets 12, well, no, he doesn't get 12 years even, but let's continue. Alongside mandatory psychiatric treatment. Yeah, because apparently he's mentally ill. I would simply say that he's from a different cultural background and he's incompatible with the West. The defense argued that the act was not premeditated yeeting, but manslaughter, driven by a sudden wave of anger rather than calculated intent. I would say being driven by a sudden wave of anger is worse than it being calculated intent. Why? Because the next time he gets angry like that, someone else is going to lose their life. And if he can't handle the sting of being rejected by a Western woman, or I'm assuming it's a Western woman, you know it's what's going to happen. While the sentence was lowered, the court upheld the charge of yeeting. Expert evidence from the Forensic Center concluded that the defendant suffers from personality problems with narcissistic traits and borderline characteristics likely rooted in his traumatic early childhood in Haiti. So what? That doesn't give him the right to take it out on other people. Also, a narcissist, they're one of the worst people imaginable. Although declared less accountable due to these issues, the risk of reoffending is considered high. Well, gee, finally, there's some common sense. Especially in future intimate relationships. Yeah, as he seeks an irrational level of validation from partners. So that's probably why she dumped him, and cannot cope with separation. So yeah, he's an extremely high risk to society. During the sentencing, Jeff's mother delivered an emotional address asking, "How could you have done this to our girl?" Because he's a narcissist. Because she wasn't in love with you, but with another sweet boy. Oh, yeah, she broke up with a narcissist. The case cast a spotlight on femicide in the Netherlands, where approximately 40 to 50 women a year are yeeted in acts of violence by partners or ex-partners. There's something I want to say about that, but it might get me in trouble, so I won't. In my opinion, if somebody martyrs somebody, their life should be forfeit. Well, that's it for my thoughts on this tragedy. Take care out there in Clown World.